I am Pilar Saborio. I'm the Ambassador of Costa Rica to the United Kingdom. And this is my 2020 vision. I am often asked why Costa Rica takes the lead on environmental issues, including now on climate change. I've been told many times before that Costa Ricans will hurt badly by the damaging effects of global warming, irrespective of whether we take action or not. After all, Costa Rica cannot escape the consequences of decisions that are taken or not taken by the bigger emitters of CO2. Why then does Costa Rica commit so much time and money not only to protecting its own environment, but also to speaking out globally? My answer is that small countries can be quite effective in providing moral leadership for bigger ones. Think, for example, of the Scandinavian countries with respect to foreign aid. We also think that is right, and we continue to believe that our actions with respect to climate change will bring economic benefits, just like our environmental efforts allowed us to develop a highly profitable yet sustainable ecotourism industry. In the context of global warming, where the worst enemy is inaction, the government of Costa Rica is inviting all countries of the world to join together to build an active and enduring peace with nature. Our vision is of a global alliance between developed and developing countries that is based on a new ethical foundation that recognizes our growing interdependence. Although Costa Rica played virtually no role in creating the world's growing environmental problems, we invite the international community to join us in an effort to fashion better lives by 2020 in a more sustainable, low-carbon world. Because the solution is everybody's responsibility. Therefore, based on this principle of common but differentiated responsibilities, President Arias' Peace with Nature initiative calls upon each and every country, including the public and private sectors, their civil societies and individuals, to assume a fuller responsibility for caring for our planet and its present and future generations. Costa Rica will lead an initiative by the developing countries that goes beyond the requirements of international agreements and obligations, and which at the same time generates spaces for dialogue and consensus with the developed countries. Likewise, it pledges to promote a form of national administration that will allow our own country to aspire to forms of economic and social development that are environmentally sustainable. The Peace with Nature dialogue is still in its infancy, but it's already possible to see how it is taking shape both internationally and at home. In the international arena, Costa Rica has participated actively in pioneering efforts to establish a financial mechanism that will contribute to the reduction of greenhouse emissions. We promoted the certified tradable offsets or carbon credits, which subsequently, within the clean development mechanism of the Convention on Climate Change, served as the source of inspiration for the development of certified emission reductions. Since the early phases of the Convention on Climate Change, Costa Rica has promoted the protection of natural forests as carbon reservoirs. This initiative has been renewed in the context of the Coalition for Rainforest Nations. We are also part of the international movement to sign a Universal Declaration on Animal Welfare, and we have been actively engaged in the Marrakesh process on sustainable production and consumption. Back at home, the government of President Arias has been keen to set an example by working on greening public administration. The initiative involves all ministries, autonomous institutions, and other public bodies that are to submit an environmental management plan based on guidelines drafted by the Ministry of the Environment and Energy. It has also set up 12 multidisciplinary and multi-sectoral groups of experts to prepare action plans in priority areas for the country. In these and other ways, President Arias is building a vision for 2020 in which green thinking and actions are built into every important decision that is taken by private and public sector actors in Costa Rica. Our hope now is that other countries will join us in the Peace for Nature initiative, because ultimately, as President Arias himself said in 2005, to survive in the 21st century, we need an ethic that is different to that of the past, one that recognizes our interdependence, that understands that we are responsible for each other. It is an ethic without which economic globalization, however successful it might be at creating material well-being, will do nothing more than exacerbate the anguish of our human species.